Parshas Beha'aloscha, we read about a very dramatic occurrence in the life of Moshe Rabbeinu. What happens is the Jews at this point are ready to enter Israel. We see that Moshe Rabbeinu speaks to his father-in-law. We're about to go into the land. Will you join us? It seems like there's a air of, okay, we've been through drama. We were slaves in Egypt. Hashem took us out. We went to Har Sinai. There was a Ita A, the sin of the golden calf. Hashem forgave us. We built the Mishkan. At this point, we're ready to go. And they're a 3-day journey away from Eretz Yisrael. Hashem hastens that for them because Hashem wants to bring them in quicker. At that point, the Jews complain, first of all, that it's too hard to travel so long, so quickly. And then the Jews complain specifically that they want meat. They say they're sick of the mun that Hashem's giving them, the miraculous mun from heaven. They like the food that they had in Egypt. We want basar, mi yachaleinu basar, we want steak. At this point, it seems like Moshe Rabbeinu loses it and has a degree of a breakdown. Moshe tells Hashem, Lama hari oisal why are you acting so bad to me? Why have I not found favor in your eyes that you place the burden of these people upon me? Did I give birth to them? That you tell me, hold them in your chest like a mother holds their baby. Where am I going to find meat for all these people? I can no longer handle the burden of them. If this is what you do to me, then just kill me now. If I find favor in your eyes, kill me so I don't see my life wither away like this. It seems like Moshe Rabbeinu completely loses it and just says, I cannot do this anymore. Why now? Moshe Rabbeinu's been through quite a journey with the Jewish people and many challenges, and he handled them very heroically. The Jews have complained before. In Parsha's Beshalach, they complained about food. They complained about water. The Jews have sinned before. They sinned most notably right after Hashem gave them the Torah by the sin of the golden calf. Yet Moshe Rabbeinu handled that all very graciously. He stood up on the mountain, defended the Jews, and said, Hashem, if you destroy this people, take me out of your Torah, mechenina misifrecha. Nothing made him lose his cool. But over here we see that when the Jews were asking for steak on the journey, that made him completely lose it. Why did Moshe Rabbeinu lose it like that? And then we see Hashem responds to Moshe. He says, take 70 elders, take 70 people, stand them in front of you by the Oyel Moed next to the Mishkan. I will take of your spirit and your influence and place it on these 70 elders, and they will prophesy. And it says that they prophesied V'lo Yosef. And V'lo Yosef could be translated into one of two ways, either and they never stopped, or and they never continued. Now, what is Hashem doing for Moshe Rabbeinu? If you're going to say that he's saying, okay, I see this is too much for you to handle, so I'm going to give you 70 elders to help delegate. So first of all, we see that they weren't needed to delegate. Yisrael already made Moshe make courts, and there was already a hierarchy in how to handle the Jews' complaints and legal problems at least. So it seemed like the hierarchy and delegation already existed. If you want to say that Hashem was delegating to him different prophets so that he wouldn't be the only one to speak to God on the people's behalf, well, that would make sense if we say V'lo Yosef means that these 70 elders never stopped prophesying. They became prophets to help shoulder Moshe's burden. But the simple reading of the psukim is that we never hear of these 70 elders again. And like Rashi says, V'lo Yosef means they never continued. They prophesied for one day and that was it. So seemingly, what was Hashem doing? Moshe complained, I can't do this anymore, just kill me, this is too much for me. Hashem says, I'm going to give you 70 prophets for a day. And then they stop. What was Hashem trying to prove to Moshe, and how did he answer his question? At that point, we see Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't complain anymore. It seems like whatever Hashem gave him, those 70 elders for a day to become prophets, helped him. But what was it? What was Moshe Rabbeinu's big issue, and what was Hashem's answer? And the explanation given on this is like this. Moshe Rabbeinu could handle challenges in being a leader, in being an educator, but he had to feel that he was getting somewhere. So yes, the Jews were complaining when they needed water. They struggled sometime with their faith. Well, Hashem take care of them. They needed food. They complained about mun. And they even sinned. But at that point, that was right when the Jews were taken out of being enslaved. They haven't yet gone through a whole year of experiencing Hashem, seeing him building up a tabernacle. People make mistakes. And Moshe Rabbeinu knows and knew he was dealing with an imperfect people. But after a whole year, at this point, we've been through so much. We've been through so many miracles. We've received the Torah. We messed up. Hashem forgave us. He gave us a tabernacle. We witnessed his presence in the Mishkan. We're about to enter the promised land and history will end. It will be the time of Mashiach. And at this point, the Jews are saying, hey, we don't want man, we want steak. At that point, Moshe Rabbeinu collapses and says, I could handle many challenges if I'm leading, but I see that I'm getting somewhere. But it looks like I haven't gotten anywhere with these people. After all we've been through, they just still want steak. Has any influence gotten across to them? And that's what makes him have the breakdown. If you know that your teaching is getting across to someone, if you know that your educating is getting across to your children, so we know that it's challenging, but at least we see results. But if you see no results year in, year out, then at that point, it makes Moshe Rabbeinu wonder, am I doing anything? Is all this sweat and blood going towards nothing? To which Hashem responds, take 70 people, and I will show you your influence on them. And Moshe Rabbeinu gets to see in his lifetime the influence he has on Jews, what Moshe Rabbeinu does to the soul of a Jew. Usually people see their influence only after their lifetime, or very minimally later in life. Parents only see what they've done for their children when their children themselves become adults and parents, and turn back to their parents and say thank you. And this is a rare gift that Hashem gives to Moshe Rabbeinu, to say, look, you are shifting something in these people. They have experienced something from your influence and your prophecy. And yes, actually you're going to become the most influential Jew in all of history, that all Yidden throughout history will be learning Torah Moshe, the Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu. And when Moshe Rabbeinu sees for one day that at least he's getting somewhere with these people, something is being shifted and his influence is impacting them. Maybe they slip through from time to time, but he's making a shift in their soul. Like we spoke about once, education is what's left after one forgets what... education is what's left over after one forgets what they have learned. And education isn't just giving you interesting ideas. It's moving your soul. And when Moshe Rabbeinu sees that he actually was shifting the souls of these people, and they were becoming more God-conscious, then at that point he was able to regain his composure and to become a leader again. The lesson is, educating, parenting is very difficult. And we don't always see what we do right away. But have faith in the system, and it works. Educating from a soulful, heartfelt place, dvarim hayotzim min halev, nechnasim al halev. If you mean what you say, if you mean and care and parent with love, closeness, truth, and give Torah, Messiah, Avas Yisrael, give that all across in what you're teaching, it does work. Sometimes we see it right away. Oftentimes we see it much later in life. But it does work. It does shift the soul of the Makablim, of the Talmidim, of the students, and of our children. And the lesson for children and students is to say thank you to those that have raised them. And it helps give an esinas koyach to be able to lead when you see that your words and lessons have gotten across. Have a great Shabbos.